Okay, are we live? Yay! Okay. So, hey guys, Wolfman's Game here. Now, I'm doing something a little different. I'm making this little live stream because a buddy of mine actually has not played Magic and wants to learn. Oh crap, is this seriously low? Ah! I don't know. Let's see if we can get that louder. Can I go into settings? That would be cool. I know I'm doing this all on live stream, but I really don't care. Let's see. Set up. Voice. What? Oh, there it is. Microphone. Text to speech. Set up your mic for speech recognition. I just want to change this. Increase the volume or the fucking thing. Yeah, the thing. Oh god. Anyways, or Lord, sorry. I'm just Why not? Hi. No. That's not it. Alright. Hi. Alright. So we are using one of this bundle box I got a few days ago of Dominaria. I know that's probably backwards, isn't it? It's still backwards. Darn it. Oh, but this is a box of Dominaria. It's a really cool set. Well, yeah, let's put my deck to use. I don't normally show off this kind of thing, but you know what? I'll save my deck for later. I'm gonna use my buddy's deck. Mine's for tournaments. This is a normal 60 card Magic deck. It's for standard, but the lands aren't standard because we didn't have any extras. But so I'm gonna be teaching stuff like tapping, battle, and like different normal, easy to learn effects, like Flash, which is one of the creature abilities. It's like you can summon a creature, or if you can summon a creature during your opponent's turn, you can treat it like an instant. An instant has the ability of activating during either player's turn. A sorcery, you can only activate during your turn, and then enchantments, same thing, but enchantments are unique because they can equip either your opponent's creatures or land based on the effect, or your own creatures or land. Now, alright, let's just get an easy setup real quick. Let's say it's been a few turns, you got a couple swamps and islands, or swamps and plains. Sorry, I'm loopy. Oh, there's a bunch of Dragon Ball. Oh, sorry, I was thinking about Dragon Ball Abridged. Alright, and that would be good to learn. That one too. That one. I think that's plenty. Alright, so I'm gonna This is gonna be a little weird. Hopefully. Don't care, uTorrent. Now, I can't really see how it is. Well, here. What it can do, and this is a good loophole, this is a good one, is I can pull up the video. Oh, shoot, customer texted. Oh, I'll wait later. Anywho, no, thank you. I'm going to my channel, pull that up. Okay, so ah, all right. So say you have these lands. Say these cards are in your hand, and you choose to say summon Dire Fleet Poisoner. Well, Dire Fleet Poisoner is one man or one swamp, which is the skull, and then the little number 1 is meaning any other color. You literally use any. Say you have a black and red deck, you could use one red and one black, and then there's this. It's backwards for you guys, but it says Death Touch and Flash. Flash, like I said before, is basically you can summon it during your opponent's turn, and Death Touch is how do I explain this? Say your opponent attacks you with a 6/6. This is a 2/2. Well, with Death Touch, even if this is destroyed, you can destroy your opponent's monster. But the way it works is if your opponent chooses to attack with a creature, say the 6/6 I was talking about, then, and what I mean by 6/6 is 6 attack, 6 defense. Anyways, what would happen is, well, I don't know, I just got a brain fart. Dang it. What would happen is you would have to do the comparison. If you choose to defend with the creature with Death Touch, then shush. Okay.
Answer the text. That's not you.
Hang on. This is Christian. He's the guy that's wanting to learn magic. Anyways.
I'll answer the text now. It's pretty funny.
In a minute, damn it. I gotta do.
I don't know.
No, I'm in the middle of a live stream. It can wait.
Exactly. I'm trying to figure shit out.
Oh God, why? Oh Lord, sorry, I don't know. Oh, what? You literally texted the entire alphabet. YouTube, numbnuts.
What's your YouTube channel?
Wolfbane Does Gaming.
I looked that up, but it's on there.
All or no caps whatsoever. You type that out, and it should be fine. Oh wait, there is 2 caps. No, 3 caps.
What's the picture?
Hang on. And this is what you get for wanting to do something for your friend.
I'm such a horrible person, aren't I?
There. Now, back to the live stream. Anyways, so like I said, normally when you go to defend with a creature, what happens is you take 2 for the comparison. A 6/6 against a 2/2. The 2/2 will deal. Oh, here. See how it has 2, or it's a 2/2. Anyways, I don't know, brain fart. Well, it would take 2 off of its defense, which is right here. This is its attack. Well, since your creature wouldn't be able to kill your opponent's creature, that's where Death Touch comes in. Even if this dies, you're still going to kill your opponent's creature. It's kind of like a suicide bomber. Or for those who play Yu-Gi-Oh, it's basically Bullblader. Anyways, now say instead we wanted to use Exultant Skymarcher. He, or she, whichever, it doesn't matter, it's a card. Anyways, it is 2 planes and 1 other color. It is a 2/3 and it has flying. Let's see if I can get it to focus enough. Well, it has flying. Flying is basically any creature that doesn't have flying can't attack it or defend against it. Or if it has reach, which basically means it can defend against any flying creatures, then yeah. Anyways. So, say you choose neither of those. Say you choose Famished Paladin, which is a vampire knight. Now, this is not... Wait, what am I missing? 11 minutes in. This is not sponsored, but still, I'm doing this because friends. Anyways, so I'm gonna bring it back down. So, say you summon him. Well, his ability is Famished Paladin doesn't untap during the next untap step. Whenever you gain life, he untaps. So when you go to attack with him, he'll go sideways. Well, to say he's tapped. Well, to be able to summon him, you'd have to tap 2 mana. Tapping is basically using up, well, for mana, it's using up that mana until your next turn. Because then you can do is untap it and then you reuse it. But for the sake of this, we're going to say you tap 2, he's on the field, he attacks, and now that he's been summoned to the field, he has Summoning Sickness. Well, Summoning Sickness is basically you cannot attack the first turn the turn it's summoned. Yeah, it's basically like that first turn no attacking rule for Yu-Gi-Oh, but for every creature, unless it has something called haste. If it has something called haste, it comes to the field without Summoning Sickness. If it has something called vigilance, when it goes to attack, it doesn't become tapped, so that means you're going to be able to defend with that same creature. Now, here's a good one. Say before you go to end your turn, you tap 3 more and you summon Tomb Robber. Tomb Robber has 2 effects. One, it has menacing. Or menace. Sorry, brain fart. Oh, cool. Anyways, so say it has menace. Menace basically means your opponent has to defend with 2 or more creatures against this. Well, it has another effect, if you can see right there. It has a 1 and then discard a card. Well, what happens is you pay 1 mana, discard a card, and then it reveals the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand if it's a land. So if you draw a card and like it showed, it's not a land, then you get to put a +1/+1 counter onto this creature. Then put the card back or put it at the bottom of your into your graveyard. And because I like this card, I'm going to put it back on the library. And say I discard the Exultant Skymarcher. Yeah, that's the card. Oh, that's Elijah. Christian, talk.
What? What, bro?
Well, aren't you watching?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh, say it's been a turn and you have to untap everything. That's literally, if you have a lot of cards, it's the longest process. Well, okay. Now, this one's going to be costing more mana, so I'm going to show you its effect beforehand. This is Tetsamok the Primal Death, a legendary dinosaur. This cost a total of 4 mana, or well, 6 mana. 4 other color mana, 2 swamps. This sucker has Death Touch, and it's a 6/6. Well, it has a really cool little effect. What it is you can pay 1 swamp, reveal it from your hand, and then place a prey counter. Now, basically, you just grab a dice and you put a 1 on a creature. And to show, for example, because I got new dice, so I'm happy. So, just for the sake of this, if I can get it open. Come on. Sack of crap. Open. There we go. Oh, suck. It was sucking. Anyway, so fair warning, this is on my dice, if I can get it all to show. You can, based on your deck, you could be using a lot of dice. But for the sake of this, I'll have to get my deck out. I don't want to, but or just grab a random card. Okay, let's say your opponent has a soldier token on their side of the field. What will happen is they will put a die on it or something to show as a count or a prey counter. And for the example, it's going to be this. Well, what happens is the next turn when I have 6 mana available, I can summon Tetsamok, the Primal Death, and anything with a prey counter is destroyed. Any creature with a prey counter is destroyed. Now, there are creatures, I believe, with trigger effects that when they're sent to the graveyard by a monster effect or something like that, brain fart. Basically they'll trigger their effect, do whatever it is. Like I have a creature that I use from my modern deck called Reassembling Skeleton. It costs 3 mana, 1 swamp, 2 other color. Well, his effect is when he's in the graveyard, you can pay 1 swamp, 1 other mana, and bring it back tapped, but still. So if you want to do is attack or destroy multiple creatures in 1 turn with 1 card, I would use this. And since it says just pay 1 swamp, you could use it for as many swamps as you have in 1 turn, from what I understand. Don't take my word. I would still ask for the rules on that. But that's what I did during the tournament, and they let me do it, so I'm guessing it is. So, alright. I'm gonna practice with my actual deck now. Now, fair warning, my deck's still in the works. So, whoever's watching, don't tell the people from the tournament that you showed this. This is my buddy Cam's deck. I'm gonna see if he's available today. But this is gonna be fun. Now my deck, cut with new sleeves and everything, uses a energy reserve or energy counter reserve and 4 tokens. I need more of them, but for now, 4. So this is normally how I set up. Now, anyone watching, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments while I do this, because Now, since I'm going to be showing this off anyways, I'm going to explain what the deck's really set up to do. This deck is mainly designed on using artifacts and tokens. Use the tokens as my wall, and then my artifacts to slow or annoy my opponent. Now, because the tokens don't go on the field technically, you put them just to the side. Then put that there. Now you start out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. Now, I actually like my hand, so I'm going to keep it. But say you don't like your hand, you can shuffle it into the deck, and then shuffle your deck. Then you'd have to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you'd be able to scry 1. Scrying is, or doing scry is, you get to look at the top card of your deck, and if you like it, you get to keep it there, or you can keep it there. If you don't like it, you can put it at the bottom of your deck. Well, scry 1 is to draw the first card. Scry 2 is draw the first, or not 1 card, but 2 cards, and then look at them and decide. Same goes for scry 3, if that was a thing. I don't know if it is. But, alright. So I'm going to set a land for the first turn, and then wait my turn, say they set a land, and then tapped it, and then set a creature. Then they would end their turn. I'd draw, and then I'd set another island. And I stacked my islands, so sorry. Actually, no. Set a swamp. Tap 2. Actually, no, because... Wait, yes. Say they're 1 mana creatures at 2/2 or something. Then you can tap to activate Die Young. Die Young's ability is choose 1 creature on the field, the 2/2 creature, and then get 2 energy counters. Oh shoot! So what you do is you put a die or 1 die. I don't know words. You put it down with a 2 on top. Well, this effect is then you may pay any amount of energy counters, and this creature gets a -1/-1. Now, say that creature you're not able to summon anything for at least for a couple more turns, so you want to do is get rid of that creature so you don't take damage the next turn. Well, then you can pay 2, destroy the creature, because when a creature's toughness becomes 0, they die. Now, you would end your turn. It's their turn. They get to untap, and then say he sets another land and then summons another 2/2 creature, but it costs 2 land. And say it has vigilance. And then they'd end their turn. It's your turn. And I'd set another swamp. Look at my little almond cat swamp. Oh, for those who don't know the different sets that are out right now, I'll leave a link to my Facebook so that, or with a picture, and a picture on my Facebook. So shoot. All right. Now, in response to that creature, you say I pay 3 mana, activate Essence Extraction. This is going to be interesting because you normally start out with 20 life. Well, for me, it's the symbol of the new set that I got this dice from. But it represents 20. So you normally start with 20 life. Now, this card's ability is deal 3 damage. So what happens is to a target creature. Well, if you're dealing damage to a creature, you're normally only subtracting 3 from its toughness. That's it. And then gain 3 life. Well, in this game, you're allowed to gain above the max of 20 life. So I would be at 23. And then I'd end my turn. And then say he sets a land and he gets puts a 3 mana creature out in the field. And then it has haste and it has 2. He can then attack, and then I'd go down to 21. Then he'd end his turn, or he could end his turn. Then I'd draw, set him, or untap, then set a mana for turn. And this is where I can be a little sneaky. Tap 3 mana for Foundry Inspector, which it has a cool little ability. Any artifact spells, which spells are any card with a mana cost or ability, I guess. I don't know. And well, it says all artifact spells cost, or that I cast cost 1 less. Well, then I'm going to pay 1 more mana and then activate take into custody, which is tap target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Then I can use this on my opponent's creature, so therefore it can't untap during its next turn. Basically what it means is instead of untapping the turn that it's its next turn, they'd have to wait another turn to untap it, which is actually really useful. Especially if it's one of those cards that it requires to be untapped to use its ability. Alright, now I would end my turn, wait, and then say they can't do anything because they have cards that cost too much mana. They would end their turn. I'd draw, untap. I'm going to summon some... Shoot, did I summon anything? Okay. Never mind. I'm going to... I don't know. Honestly, I could just say screw it and attack, but... Actually, you know what? I have an example I can show. Now say, because this is a 1 swamp and 3 other mana card, I'm going to pay 2 islands and